Have you ever wondered about the miracles of Jesus Christ, particularly those involving the healing of paralytics? These powerful narratives carry more than just acts of physical healing. They resonate with deep spiritual and theological implications, emphasizing faith, the forgiveness of sins, and the revelation of Jesus' divine identity. Miracles, especially those involving paralytics, are fundamental to understanding Jesus' authority and compassion. Today we delve into two of the most notable miracles involving paralytics as described in the Gospels. Picture this: a crowded house in Capernaum, a paralytic man lowered from the roof right in front of Jesus. In the bustling heart of Capernaum, a house is teeming with people, each one eager to hear the teachings of Jesus. Yet, outside the door, there's an air of desperation. 4 men arrive carrying a paralytic on a mat. Their mission is clear: to bring their friend to Jesus. But the crowd is so dense that they can't even get through the door. Undeterred, they devise a plan. They climb onto the roof, create an opening, and lower their friend down. Imagine the surprise of those inside as a man descends from the ceiling, landing directly in front of Jesus. Jesus looks at the man, but he also sees the faith of the friends, their belief so strong that it has literally broken through barriers. He addresses the paralytic, saying, "Son, your sins are forgiven." A murmur ripples through the crowd. The scribes present, steeped in religious law, are taken aback. Who but God, they wonder, has the authority to forgive sins? Jesus, sensing their thoughts, poses a question. Which is easier, to say your sins are forgiven, or to say get up, take your mat and walk? It's a challenge to their understanding, a prompt to consider the depth of his authority. Then, turning back to the paralytic, Jesus speaks with divine command. "I tell you, get up, take your mat and go home." And just like that, the impossible happens. The man who had been lowered through the roof, unable to move of his own accord, rises. He picks up his mat, he walks. The crowd watches in awe as he departs, their minds whirling with the magnitude of what they've just witnessed. This wasn't just physical healing, this was a demonstration of spiritual authority, a revelation of divine identity. They have seen a man's sins forgiven, his body healed, his life changed forever. Immediately the man got up, took his mat and walked out in full view of them all, leaving the crowd amazed and glorifying God. Now, imagine a pool in Jerusalem, a place where the desperate and diseased waited for a miracle. Among them, a man who had been invalid for 38 long years. This pool, known as Bethesda, was the beacon of hope for many invalids, the blind, the lame, and the paralytics. A belief was held that an angel would occasionally stir the waters, and the first to enter the pool thereafter would be healed. Our focus shifts to this one man, who had been in his condition for nearly 4 decades. His hope was the pool, yet he was always a moment too late, a step too short. His anguish was not hidden from the eyes of Jesus Christ. When Jesus saw him lying there, he knew the man had been in this condition for a long time. He asked him a simple yet profound question. "Do you want to get well?" The man explained his plight, that he had no one to help him into the pool when the water was stirred, and while he was trying to get in, someone else would always get ahead of him. In response to his helplessness, Jesus didn't just offer sympathy, he offered a solution. He commanded, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." With these words, the man's wait ended, his struggle ceased, his hope was realized. The authority in Jesus' voice resonated with the power of his divine identity, and immediately the man was healed. He picked up his mat and began to walk. However, this miracle did not go unnoticed. It stirred the waters of controversy among the Jewish leaders. The miracle was performed on a Sabbath, a day considered sacred, a day on which no work was to be done. By healing the man and asking him to pick up his mat, Jesus was challenging the traditional understanding of the Sabbath. The leaders saw it as a violation, but Jesus saw it as an act of mercy, an act of liberation. Immediately the man was healed, picked up his mat and began to walk. These miracles are not just stories of physical healing. They carry deep spiritual and theological implications. These are not mere tales of a man with extraordinary abilities. They are stories that weave a rich tapestry of faith, forgiveness, and divine revelation. In the healing of the paralytic in Capernaum, it wasn't just the man's physical ailment that was addressed. Jesus saw their faith, and the first words he uttered were, "Son, your sins are forgiven." This statement is pivotal, as it underscores the power of faith and the forgiving nature of Jesus. The murmurs among the scribes present during this miracle are noteworthy. They questioned, who but God could forgive sins? This question is significant as it leads us to a major theological implication of these miracles, the revelation of Jesus' divine identity. By forgiving sins, Jesus was doing something only God could do. thereby asserting his divine nature and authority. Now let's turn to the healing of the paralytic at the pool of Bethesda. This miracle, performed on a Sabbath, stirred controversy among the Jewish leaders. They viewed Jesus' action as a violation of the Sabbath, yet Jesus challenged their understanding of religious laws and traditions. He was not merely a man conforming to the existing religious norms, but was introducing a transformative perspective, expanding the traditional understanding of the Sabbath. This again highlights his divine authority and the radical nature of his ministry. Both miracles echo the same message. Jesus' power over physical ailments was a testament to his divine identity and authority to forgive sins. But these miracles were not just about physical healing or divine revelation. They were about holistic restoration, the healing of body, mind, and spirit. These miracles, then, are a testament to the depth and breadth of Jesus' ministry. They serve as a reminder that his mission was not just to heal the sick, but to bring spiritual healing and restoration, to challenge conventional norms, and to reveal his divine identity. These miracles serve as testimonies to Jesus' divine identity and his ministry aimed at the holistic restoration of human beings, both physically and spiritually. The miracles of Jesus Christ demonstrate his power and authority, but they also reveal something deeper. The faith of those involved, their unwavering belief in Jesus' ability to heal, was instrumental in these miracles. This faith, coupled with Jesus' act of forgiveness, illuminates his divine identity. Jesus' authority to forgive sins, traditionally a divine prerogative, demonstrates his divinity. In the end, these miracles are not just about physical healing, they are about faith, forgiveness, and the revelation of the divine.